Prosecutor Sarah Sammy, how are you, ma'am? Just want to give you an update on what's going on with my little brother, my family, who's been living in the parking lot for the past 4 months, protesting what you're doing to my little brother and his treatment inside the jail. My brother has been on a falsified police report confirmed by the police department. Chief of Police Peter Newsham sent us a letter admitting that they falsified the police report. He's been on a falsified police report for the past 17 months in solitary confinement without a preliminary hearing. Now, 5 days ago, prosecutor, 5 days ago, Mustafa, civil rights attorney, filed a lawsuit against the jail for beating up Mustafa, abusing Mustafa, and denying him medical on May 24, 2023 of last year. On April 5th of this year. On April 17 of this year, on April 19 of this year, correctional officer beat Mustafa, abused Mustafa, and denied him medical. Now, today, prosecutor, the lawyer was gonna go and sit down with my brother, and we're on the phone with Mustafa, and we're telling Mustafa, in about 10 minutes, the lawyer is on her way and she's gonna sit down with you. The jail pulled the fire alarm. Prosecutor, the jail pulled the fire alarm, and they think that these tactics will work, and because the jail pulled the fire alarm, the lawyer couldn't sit down with my brother. Now, if this jail honestly think that these tactics are going to work, they're senile, they're out of their mind. A lawsuit has already been filed, and these people, these correctional officers, will be held accountable, including your boss, Commonwealth Amy Ashworth. She's a jail board member. Her job is to make sure that inmates are safe inside the jail. We went to the jail board members, we've emailed, we've contacted Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, telling her that Mustafa was brutally beaten up inside the jail by a correctional officer, abused inside the jail, and he's being denied medical. And she looked the other way. Even though her job is, as a Commonwealth attorney, she has another job which is a jail board member. Her job is to make sure inmates are safe. She looked the other way, and she ignored my brother's injuries. Now, the lawsuit entails, the individuals that are on the lawsuit, is Colonel Peter Militis. He's the superintendent. Sheriff Glenn Hill. Amy Ashworth, Commonwealth Amy Ashworth. Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, your boss, is being sued. Stephen Austin, who's a jail board member. Reverend Cozy Bailey, who's a jail board member. His job is to make sure inmates are safe. Lisa Clymer, she's a jail board member. Elizabeth Guzman. Douglas Keene. Peter Newsham, Chief of Police Peter Newsham. His job is to make sure inmates are safe. Jack Lyon Smith. Raul Torres. Major Herlock. Major George Herlock. He's the acting superintendent. Because apparently the superintendent is nowhere to be found. Peter Militis ran away. Literally, he ran away. He's nowhere to be found as the superintendent, so they have Major George Herlock as the acting superintendent ever since 18-year-old Juan Campos was unalived inside the jail. Captain Robert Powell, he's the director of security. Captain Joe Robinson. Sergeant Roosevelt Daniel Jr. These are the sergeants, the correctional officer that beat and abused my brother inside the jail. Sergeant Alex Walensky. First Sergeant Justin Fetter. Lieutenant Jeffrey Kepler. Lieutenant David Suda. First Sergeant Kenali Darling. Sergeant Earl Gordon. Sergeant James Foster. Officer Zachary Paul Willie. Officer Paris Booker. Officer Jeffrey Nordyke. Master Jail Officer Anthony Noah Tipton. Master Jail Officer Jesse Jonathan Kinez. Master Jail Officer Donald Hargrove. What a weird last name, Hargrove. Registered Nurse Joe Alvarado Gomez. She ignored my brother's injuries. She saw the injuries and she looked the other way. Why? Because correctional officer Sergeant Daniels puts his boots on my brother's head, and tells my brother, if you ask for medical, we're gonna unalive you. So Nurse Jose Alvarado Gomez looks the other way. Matthew Weaver, Robert Dryden, Amanita Sedan Koroma, Adina Gorbatol, Elena Lagoris, Maria Candice, Eleanor Agri, Douglas Sturm. When my brother was abused inside the jail, we contacted the Department of Justice. They assigned 3 FBI agents. Special Agent Lindsay Coulter, Special Agent Samantha Adam, and their supervisor, Special Agent Huckle. They called us into the FBI building, and Supervisor Special Agent Huckle confirms that he saw on a CCTV inside the jail that Mustafa was carried from one cell, unconscious, into another cell. Now, I have an inmate that was across from my brother that gave me a witness statement. I have a recording. Richard Brooks says Mustafa was handcuffed behind his back, and these correctional officers that were mentioned rushed into his cell, beat Mustafa, abused Mustafa inside that cell, carried him unconscious into another cell, and beat him again, and then denied him medical. Now, this lawsuit is moving forward, and the tactics that they're using by neglecting my brother, not letting him on the phone, and today pulling the fire alarm when the lawyer is trying to sit down with my brother, are not gonna work. My family is protesting in front of the jail every day, and today my brother Mo sees Correctional Officer Eric Lindsay outside eyeballing my family as they're protesting. Now, does Correctional Officer Eric Lindsay have anything to do with pulling the fire alarm? I don't know. All I can tell you is we tell my brother on the phone that the lawyer is about to see you, and the jail pulls the fire alarm, preventing the lawyer from sitting down with my brother. These tactics are not going to work. We're going to continue to be here. We're here in the parking lot. We've got a giant RV parked 2 minutes away from the jail. We've been here for the past 4 months. Beautiful, beautiful giant RV. Beautiful. See that flag right there? Last time I checked, we're still in America. We're still in the United States. According to Sheriff Glenn Hill, this is not the United States here in this county. It's the United States of Sheriff Glenn Hill. It's the United States of Commonwealth Amy Ashworth. They arrested me 70 days ago for talking about my brother. For talking about the other inmates that were unalived inside this jail. I'm in touch with the families who has pictures, mothers who have pictures of their sons' faces bashed in from a beating, and Sheriff Glenn Hill says, we found them unresponsive, drug-related. Is it really? When the face is bashed in from a beating, sir? You can't explain that one. You're covering up for the jail. So when I talk about it, you put me in handcuffs. Commonwealth Amy Ashworth looks out the window, smiles, waves at me. 5 minutes later, I get put in handcuffs. Trespass off of public property. What happened to free speech? What happened to my First Amendment? They violated it. And I promise you, Sheriff Glenn Hill, that I'm going to make sure that you don't have a badge in your uniform. I've got a lawyer, and he's suing you for infringing on my First Amendment. You think you're going to silence me? You think you're going to silence my family? You think you're going to silence this community? I promise you, sir, by the time I'm done with you, you're going to be held accountable by law. You're not going to have a badge or a uniform, and you're going to be in federal prison, including Commonwealth Amy Ashworth, including you, Prosecutor Sarah Sammy. Now, we'll keep you updated, Prosecutor, every day on what's going on here and our progress and what we do out here. And I promise you, by the time we're done with this whole entire thing, a lot of people are going to jail in federal prison. And my brother Mustafa will get the justice he deserves. His girlfriend, Dorothy, and 5-year-old Empress will get the justice for this county not airlifting. The paramedic failed to airlift my brother's family. They failed to airlift my brother's family. They could have still been here alive today if they had done their job. And instead, when my brother wakes up out of a coma, you falsify his police report, you crush and stage his vehicle, and you cut and mute the dash cam, and you hide it. Prosecutor, hello? Prosecutor, hello, ma'am? Did you forget that I stole the dash camera from you? You said you can watch it, but I can't give it to you. The community can't have it. It's my brother's property. It's my brother's dash camera. What's the point of having a dash camera if you're just going to take it? You said I can watch it, but I can't have it. So I went on Amazon, I bought a pinhole camera, one of those little buttons, and I recorded the whole thing. And now it's on the internet. And the community is watching what you're doing to my brother. Literally, my brother has a dash camera that shows he did everything he can to avoid a vehicle accident. The minute you take him in front of a judge, my brother is coming home. But what do? You suspend the preliminary. Well, how long is this going to go on, man? The community is finding out. You're going to have to put my brother in front of a judge. And once you do, my brother is coming home.